as the sun sets behind the rugged peaks of the Rocky Mountains. The Stanley Hotel emerges from the twilight like a timeless masterpiece. Its grand structure, bathed in the warm glow of the fading sunlight, stands as a testament to history and elegance. From a distance, the windows of the hotel shimmer with a golden light, casting an inviting aura. Yet for those who dare to step closer, the glow reveals an air of mystery, as though the walls themselves hold secrets too dark to be spoken aloud. For decades, visitors and staff alike have whispered about the peculiar happenings within these historic halls. They claim that certain windows seem to hold more than just a reflection of the past. Some have reported catching glimpses of shadowy figures standing motionless behind the glass, figures that vanish the moment you blink. Could these be the spirits of former guests, unable to leave the place they once called home? Or perhaps they are guardians of stories long forgotten, tied to the hotel by some unfinished business. As twilight deepens, the cool mountain air carries with it an almost imperceptible chill, as if the very ground beneath the Stanley Hotel is alive with energy. The stillness of the scene is interrupted only by the soft rustle of leaves or the distant howl of the wind, making the entire experience feel like the beginning of a ghost story. The grand facade of the hotel, with its iconic red roof and white walls, looks almost alive in the fading light, as though it were a silent observer to the many souls that have walked its halls. Locals often recount tales of unusual occurrences during the evening hours. A guest looking up at the windows might swear they see a faint figure standing there, watching them from the shadows. Others report lights flickering in rooms thought to be empty or even locked. It's said that at dusk, the boundary between the living and the departed seems thinner here, a moment when the spirits of the Stanley might venture closer to the world of the living. As night fully claims the landscape, the Stanley Hotel's beauty becomes something altogether otherworldly. The golden light from the windows seems to pulsate as if the hotel itself breathes. Guests have been known to linger on the front lawn, staring up at the windows, hoping to catch a glimpse of the otherworldly figures they've heard so much about. And for those brave enough to enter the hotel's historic halls, the stories only grow more chilling. The Stanley Hotel is not just a building. It is a portal to a world where beauty and the supernatural collide. For some, it is a place of inspiration and wonder, like it was for Stephen King when he dreamed up The Shining. For others, it is a place of eerie encounters, where the shadows seem to whisper secrets of Room 217 at the Stanley Hotel is no ordinary room. This is where author Stephen King stayed in 1974, experienced an unforgettable night, and found the inspiration for his iconic novel, The Shining. However, the room's fame doesn't rest solely on its connection to one of the greatest writers of all time. It is also known as one of the most haunted spots in the Stanley Hotel. The Stanley Hotel exudes a sense of timeless elegance, but stepping into room 217, many guests report feeling an undeniable shift in atmosphere. The air in the room seems heavier, almost as if it carries an unseen energy. Numerous visitors have shared chilling accounts of strange occurrences during their stay. Some have described seeing faint shadows flickering across the walls, even when there was no possible light source. Others have spoken of the eerie sensation of someone standing behind them, only to find nothing but emptiness when they turned around. Notably, several guests have reported objects inexplicably moving in the room. A bedside lamp might topple over, or the wardrobe door could swing open in the dead of night. Some have claimed to feel an unnatural chill around the bed, almost as if someone had just sat down beside them. These stories are not mere rumors. They come from a variety of guests who were unaware of each other but describe similar experiences. Room 217 is also tied to the legend of a spirit named Elizabeth Wilson, a former housekeeper at the hotel. According to the tale, Wilson was severely injured in a gas explosion in this very room in 1911, but survived. After her passing years later, it is believed that she returned to watch over the room. Many visitors have said they felt a helping hand, arranging their clothes or tidying up their belongings, just as Wilson used to do during her lifetime. Beyond these peculiar phenomena, the room carries a hauntingly unexplainable aura. Guests who are sensitive to supernatural energies often describe a distinct feeling of being watched by an unseen presence. At times, it feels like an invitation from the past. At other times, like a silent warning. Stephen King himself recounted that during his night in room 217, he dreamed vividly of his young son being chased down the empty hallways of the hotel. The nightmare was so intense that he woke up with his heart racing, and it was in that moment the idea for The Shining was born. Perhaps King tapped into the most mysterious energy of the room, where the line between reality and the otherworldly, between life and death, becomes perilously thin. As the night deepens at the Stanley Hotel, the grand staircase becomes a place of both beauty and mystery. The ornate wooden banisters, once gleaming in the sunlight, now stand in the shadowed silence of the night, adding to the hotel's eerie atmosphere. The staircase, a majestic feature of the hotel's design, feels alive with the weight of history and the whispers of the past. In the stillness of the night, strange phenomena unfold. Floating orbs of light, seemingly without origin, drift upward and downward the stairs. These ghostly glows appear and disappear without warning, as if guided by unseen hands. The air grows thick, heavy with an unexplained energy, as if the spirits of those long gone linger in this space. Among the most chilling experiences is the sighting of a woman in a vintage Victorian-style dress gracefully descending the staircase. Her figure is faint, almost translucent, but unmistakable. The woman's presence is serene, yet there is an undeniable aura of sadness and longing that follows her. Visitors who have witnessed this apparition describe her as moving silently, her footsteps barely making a sound as she floats down the staircase. Her face is often obscured, adding to the mystery of her identity, leaving many to wonder, who is she, and why does she return to this same place? Some say the woman is the ghost of a former guest who once stayed at the hotel. Others believe she may have been a staff member who met an untimely death. Regardless of the legend, the sight of her figure moving slowly down the grand staircase is a haunting experience that stays with those who are fortunate, or perhaps unfortunate, enough to witness it. The concert hall at the Stanley Hotel, with its elegant beauty and luxurious design, is not only a place to enjoy music, but also one of the most famous spots for strange and haunting occurrences. A quiet space full of history, where melodies from ancient pianos echo through the room. However, behind the room's grandeur lies a mystery that has yet to be explained. Many guests and staff have shared stories of hearing the sound of a piano playing in the concert hall during silent nights when everything seems to be asleep. This is not the music of a live performer, but rather a soft, melancholic tune, as if an invisible hand is playing the piano. The sounds come from nowhere, for when someone enters the room, there is no one to be seen. Sometimes the music stops abruptly as if interrupted in the middle of a piece. It is believed that these eerie sounds are the traces of Flora Stanley, the founder of the hotel. Flora was a talented woman who loved music, and during her life, she often performed at the hotel's concert hall. After her death, her spirit is said to have remained in this space, bringing the music she cherished with her. Some people have even claimed to see a ghostly figure of a woman in vintage clothing sitting at the piano, playing the gentle and alluring tunes. But when they approached, the figure would vanish like a wisp of smoke. For those lucky, or perhaps unlucky enough to witness this phenomenon, the atmosphere in the concert hall becomes very special, both enchanting and haunting. The music blends with the space, creating a feeling that is both ethereal and eerie, making anyone present feel as though they are listening to the sounds of the past, from an era long gone but still eternal. At times, when a group of tourists is touring the concert hall, they also hear the piano's music drifting from the empty room. The visitors are all drawn to the strange sound, hoping they will see the woman playing the piano. But each time, no one sees anything but the sudden silence after the strange melodies. Hotel staff also share that, sometimes late at night when work is done and they are preparing to close, the piano music continues to play steadily, like a farewell from Flora. Though no one truly sees her, the music is unmistakable. It's the sound of a soul still passionate about music, as if she's sitting at the piano, continuing her work in the hotel she founded, making the space come alive even when it is still and quiet. The quiet space of the concert hall, with its haunting melodies, has become one of the most fascinating, yet mysterious, attractions at the Stanley Hotel. People believe Flora Stanley's spirit still lives within those tunes, an eternal soul that has never left, still playing in the room as a reminder of the immortality of music and the undying spirit. On those foggy nights, the Stanley Hotel seems to transform into a scene straight out of the supernatural. Everything around it fades into a thick mist, and the faint golden lights from the hotel windows pierce through the fog, creating a mysterious glow. The entire building feels as if it is alive, breathing with the passage of time. There is an eerie stillness in the air, yet a sense of lingering presence, as though the hotel itself is both a living and breathing entity. Within this atmosphere, the hotel's halls and rooms appear silent, but they conceal something unspoken. Faint shadows, barely visible, seem to move within the mist, not belonging to the guests or the staff, but to spirits who have made this place their eternal home. Those who have dared to face the night at this hotel recount seeing vague figures drifting silently in the fog. When the mist thickens, Everything seems to vanish into the haze, leaving only the golden light from the windows to guide the way. But those strange silhouettes are not emanations of the living. They are believed to be spirits, unable to find peace, trapped within the walls of this hotel. They float through the fog, moving along the hallways, slipping past abandoned rooms, as though they are bound to this place forever. During these foggy nights, the surroundings become hard to recognize. Only the warm light from the windows remains, almost as if it's offering a glimpse of a world beyond. Yet those shadows are not light-born, and their presence is unsettling. Some believe these are the souls of those who still linger here, unable to leave, forever tied to the hotel. They silently walk through the mist, following their own memories, without realizing they can never leave. No one can explain these strange phenomena. As the hotel falls silent, people hear faint noises in the mist, like footsteps that do not belong to any living soul. Others report feeling an unexplainable coldness, as if someone unseen is watching them. This sensation intensifies late at night, when everything is still, and only the fog and darkness remain. Guests who come to experience the beauty of the Stanley Hotel, or simply to tour its haunted halls sometimes, cannot shake the fear of encountering these mysterious figures. The stories of restless spirits are not merely folklore, but are real experiences, unexplainable phenomena that continue to draw those brave enough to face the hotel's mysteries. The Stanley Hotel is not only a place for rest, but a part of stories that never truly end. The spirits continue to glide through the mist, waiting for someone to witness their eternal struggle. And one foggy night, you might be the next to step into a story you'll never forget at this haunted place.